All right. Hey, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us at here. I'm here in St. Pete, Florida, so it's a little hot and humid here today. Hopefully, it's a little cooler where you're at. If I haven't had the chance to meet with you yet, my name's Gabe. I'm one of the co-founders here at Quin and get the opportunity to come in and teach here at our customer webinars, where we try to bring tips and tricks, new features, integrations, or um, common problems that come up or questions from our customer base. So, really excited about today's session. It's a really popular topic, which is really what Quinn does after the meeting ends, that post-meeting workflow, the capabilities here, how to customize things. And it's honestly where a lot of people start, and there's a ton of value here. Whether you're a financial advisor, a staff member, or someone else joining us, none of us like to take notes, do data entry, draft follow-up emails, and things like that. So we're going to get into all of that here today. We've got about 20 minutes of content that we'll go through. We're going to be doing some live demo so we can see how this is done in the product. If you want to follow along or even open up your Quinn with us, we can help you with those things. As always, my co-founder Jason is in the Q&A here. So if you have questions, throw those in there. We're happy to address those live here with all of you. And then Jason can get those answers back to you here quickly as we go along. So from an agenda perspective, what we'll get into is really kind of what Quinn does out of the box if you turn on our note-taking workflow, which is what our post-meeting workflow is titled. Um, it's a really good place to start. And then if you're not happy with the output or want to customize a few things, we're going to cover how you can customize that within Quinn. We'll cover what the follow-up email looks like here that you'd send out to someone after the meeting that you met with or multiple folks. And then we'll cover what the CRM updates or other tools that you might be connected to Quinn that you want to put data. Quinn can do it in multiple places. We'll cover all of that here today as well. So let's jump into it. And really, the first part is what does Quinn do out of the box with our note-taking workflow? Really, I'll jump into the product here in a second, but you're going to turn this on, and what Quinn will do automatically is it's going to join any of your virtual meetings that you have on your calendar that have a virtual meeting link. So that's going to happen automatically. After the meeting, Quinn will process the transcript, and it's going to do three things here on our screen. It's going to send you first off a structured recap email. So you're going to see exactly what Quinn is doing for you in your systems that it's connected to. It's going to list out folks that you met with. It'll list out what it did for you as far as data entry into your CRM or other tools. It's going to list out structured notes that it took from the meeting, as well as any next step tasks. And it will also list out the follow-up email. And the last thing it can do is it can also schedule meetings. So if someone simply says, hey, let's meet again here 2 weeks on a particular date, they confirm auditorily. Quinn can create that meeting invite, whether it's Google Calendar or an Outlook, and can ask if it's correct in this recap email for it to send it out. And then the last tile here is the complete comprehensive CRM update. So Quinn doesn't just put a note someplace, it can do the full data entry into your CRM. So that's creating contacts, households or accounts, opportunities, as well as putting structured data like email, cell phone, interest and hobbies in particular fields. Quinn's going to do that out of the box. And we can talk about some other things that it can do here in a minute. So with that, I want to show you an example. Jump here in the product and show you how this is set up for any of you that might be new here, and any of you that have been using the product for a while. Definitely ask some questions here along the way, and we can get into some more details. So first off, you'll come into Quinn, and then you're going to navigate over to our settings, and then you'll come into workflows. And this is where you're going to see our note-taking workflow that's going to take care of all those post-meeting items for you. You're going to open that up, And underneath the hood here, you're going to, hopefully you've already connected your calendar. If you haven't, you're going to want to do that, and then you're going to want to turn that on. You can determine which meetings you want Quinn to join, whether it's all meetings or just external meetings or meetings that you're the host. If you have your CRM connected already, then it will display some options for you. You can turn on and turn off. Most people leave these on. And then where you want your meeting recap email to go, typically it's just the person that's using their Quinn assistant, but we can also send this to any other internal attendees or other Quinn users. And then lastly, you're going to see this section, which we'll talk about here in a minute, which is really where you can customize what Quinn does for you. Now, as far as the output, let's take a look at an example. This would be an example of that meeting recap email. The example here is if I met with the Patel family, Raul and Priya, and we had a conversation here about financial planning. After the meeting, Quinn processed that transcript and it sent me this meeting recap email, which again included what it did for me in my systems there. So it updated Wealth Box for me. It added a new household since there wasn't an existing one, added some new contacts for Raul and Priya, added their children, as well as their company. If we come down to the second item here, this would be the notes that Quinn provided, standardly out of the box. Now you might look at this and say, ooh, I want this to look a little bit differently. We'll get to that in just a second, but definitely recommend you try this first to see if this works for you. If you do connect other systems like Precise FP, it's another integration that we connect with. We can also standardly add data to that system there as well. Quinn will also deduce any follow-up items for you after that meeting. It'll list them here. It'll also add them to your CRM standardly out of the box. We can also push those to a project management tool like Asana or something else. We'll just need to customize that, but out of the box, it will connect it to your CRM. The follow-up email is going to be listed here in this meeting recap email, but it's also going to be placed in your draft folder. So really any communication Quinn's drafting on your behalf for you to review, it's going to place it in your draft folder. You can go there, review it. If it looks great, send it. If you need to make an edit, you can do that there. It's put here in this meeting recap email just so you can see that this has been done. And then lastly, if you discuss scheduling another meeting with this person that you met with, Quinn can go ahead and generate that Google Calendar or Outlook calendar invite. If you have Zoom connected or Teams, it can include a virtual meeting link here for you. And you can simply reply to this email and tell Quinn to send this out for you on your behalf. Now, if anything is incorrect here, you are in full control on this. You're simply going to reply to this email and tell Quinn what updates to make there. So this email is coming from your personal Quinn assistant. So let's say this name was misspelled. Simply hit reply to this email here and tell Quinn Raul is spelled something different. Let me drag this across. I'm going to make up a name here. And you're going to hit send. This is going to go to Quinn. He or she is going to programmatically go back, retrace its steps, and update the spelling of Raul there in your CRM and that follow-up email or any place else that it misspelled. So really easy to kind of set all of that up. So that's kind of what that looks like standardly. Now, if there's something that you want to customize off of this, that'll be kind of our next step of what we want to do from there. But before we do, I want to jump over into our systems of record, being Wealthbox and Precise FP, and show you that the data automatically is going to be input here for you. So in this example, this household record in Wealthbox was created. We also created these different tasks, tied them to the household record. We added a note here, which I just updated here for the demo today. That's going to be placed here. And then the other items that were added were contacts as well as the children that were added here within this as well. So these are just some of the places, but really anything that you can enter data-wise into your CRM, Quin can do for you programmatically. That's going to happen behind the scenes. If there's some custom objects or fields, we can work with you to set those up. At the same time, Quin can push data into other connected systems like Precise FP. So not only are we getting it in one system, we're making sure the same information's in your second system that you may rely on. You can see that we entered that information for Raul and Priya here. And you can scroll down and you're going to find all that information and put it in the correct spots, which could be the same information or it could be different. All right, so let's jump here to the next section. Maybe you looked at that note and you said, oh man, that was pretty generic. We want our notes to look differently, or that follow-up email didn't sound how we wanted it to. You can customize all of this here. So there's going to be a field here that I showed you in the note-taking workflow, and it's really in all of our workflows called a guideline. And this is really instructions to input for Quin to follow. And that's going to give you full capability to customize what your notes look like, what sections to include or not include, what tasks maybe you want to delegate to another team member versus you. Or you can say things like, I want to get a Slack message with all these details after I have a meeting. All of this is possible here within that recap guidelines section. So let's take a look at that. We'll jump over here. And I have a mock example set up. So we'll scroll down here. And this mock example would be maybe we wanted to have a little bit different look and feel of the notes that were taken there. They're a bit too general, and you have specific sections that you want to include in your notes, like relationship insights. You could simply write in some information here about how you want these notes to look, relationship insights, financial updates, how you want them listed. Always include any expense over $10,000. And then the action item section, if you have preferences there, maybe you want to, it's pretty common, you want to list out your action items as well as the client action items. And then maybe you want to even delegate certain tasks to a team member like this. CPA, state attorney, or 401k task, go to Megan Smith. You're going to draft or write this information here. Do your best to write, but you're able to use this little optimize button, which Quin will use AI to redraft this for you. So don't put too much pressure on yourself to write perfectly. We're not all authors, including myself. So you can click this optimize button. We'll rewrite this in a more declarative manner so we can do this accurately for you. And then just hit the publish button. And then you're going to be able to see those differences the next time that you generate a post-meeting workflow. And I'll jump over here and show you an example. So I ran that earlier, and this is kind of what your output would look like here after you made those updates. Again, you've got your sections, relationship insights that you put in there with those items, financial updates with those different bullet points, and then action items here broken down by client action, as well as internal actions with specific items assigned here to Megan, being CPA, estate, and 401k. So hopefully this displays how easy and powerful this is to customize once you set those up within the recap guidelines section there. All right, let's come back over here. And we'll go to our follow-up emails here. So the follow-up email, out of the box, Quin is going to learn your writing style once you connect your email. It's going to read your last 15 to 20 emails, train itself on about 26 different data points, humor, brevity, conciseness, to make sure that anything we draft, including this follow-up email, is going to match your writing style. Now, if you notice something's a little bit off, then you can come into that same recap guidelines section, and you can give Quin some instruction. If you want it to be a bit more concise or a bit more nice or calm in the writing, more friendly, you can give it suggestions like that. Or if you want to actually use a template where you're merging data and it looks very similar every time, and maybe even adding some design to that, you can use our templates here and then reference that within the guideline. So I'll kind of show you that. Come back over here. Our template section here. You can add any sort of template here, including email templates, and then reference that there. Our meeting agenda template is available here in our Discover More section, just to give you an idea. Meeting summary right here. And come back over here. And you're going to see it's going to look very nice. It's going to have these little merge fields of where you want data to go. And that's where Quinn will take that data from the meeting and can put that back in here and include this there with within your follow-up email. Now, if you do set this up, what you are going to need to reference this there within your workflows. So I'll come back over here, open that note-taking workflow, scroll down here, and we'll just show an example of this. This is how robust Quinn is. You can say, use my meeting summary email template when drafting my follow-up email. That's going to reference that template that we just set up. You're going to hit optimize. To use this template, and Quinn will pull that from the template library. So you can see that included that in the language for us. And again, that optimize button is here. You can use it as much as you want. It's going to rewrite and incorporate that into the language. You can just kind of add that up top when you're doing that. I do want to show you another example of customizing your workflow here that's pretty popular. If I can come down here. So another example that a lot of advisors want to use is they have different meeting types. So if you have maybe a review or annual review for clients, prospect or discovery meetings, and onboarding kickoffs, maybe you want different type of notes and tasks from those different meetings. You can add that here to your Notetaker guidelines section and reference that different meeting type that can be simply listed on a calendar invitation that Quinn can look at, and then it will follow the instructions for that meeting type here. So you can see I have some logic up here that's talking about the different meeting types. I'm also telling Quinn to check my calendar invitations for the use of the word review, prospect, or onboarding, and Quinn knows which one to follow. And then below here, for each one of these meeting types, I have different recap structure and things that I want to be included within each of these meetings. So really robust for being able to do this for multiple meeting types, and then you're going to get the proper output on the back end. All right, so let's move along here. The CRM updates, as I mentioned there before, this is going, as long as you have your integration set up with your CRM, and we integrate with most major CRMs out there, Wealthbox, Redtail, Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, and many others that are listed on our integration page. Anything that you can enter data-wise yourself, Quinn can do programmatically here, including contacts, households, tasks, notes, your structured fields. So it's going to do the comprehensive data entry for you as opposed to just put a note on a particular record, which is really the full job that you want. So first off, make sure the CRM integration is set up. To confirm the note takers set to update your CRM for this meeting type. And then make sure you're kind of checking the output when you first set this up, and we can make some tweaks around that for you. So for all of you guys, hopefully this has been really helpful. I definitely, even if you have been using the Quinn note-taking workflow for a while, there's always some tweaks and customizations that may come up that you can simply add to that guideline section. Again, it can be messy. Quinn will hit that optimize button, rely on that. It'll work that into its instructions for you. So the notes, the tone of follow-up email, or where data is going in the CRM is really a quick fix there just by adding some instructions there to that guideline field to get things working the way that you want them to work. So with that, I think I'm right on time here, which is great. We'll kind of open it up for some questions. So if you haven't entered any questions, go ahead and add them. We can answer those live here. We can maybe even demo some things for you here. So Jason, do we have any questions that are coming so far?
Looks like no open questions at the moment, so I think you might have some on your end.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, let me take a look here. Um, Looks like there's what other systems can you add data to here on the post-meeting workflow note taker? Uh, Good question, as we've been actually adding a ton of new integrations. Go back in here and we can show everyone. All right, so we have just over 50 integrations now that are native. So these are going to range from marketing automation tools like Active Campaign, mini CRMs, Google Sheets, as well as Airtable, project management tools like Asana, Basecamp. All of these, once they're integrated and set up, if they have a place to enter data, we can enter data there for you. Some of that happens standardly out of the box. Others will need to add a little bit of instruction to that guidelines field to be able to kind of add data from there. So it's really as simple as setting up the integration here, which requires a username and a password, and then adding a little instruction there to the guideline if the data doesn't go over automatically to enter data there within that system. That'll take care of that. All right, great question. Thanks for that. Next question we've got here is really about the follow-up email and how Quinn can match style here with the follow-up email. There's really kind of, I covered one within the guidelines there, but another thing that can really help Quinn match tone, like I mentioned, when you originally connect Quinn to your email, it's going to read your last 20 emails or so to train itself in your writing style. It's going to put that communication style here for you. So if this looks off in any way, you can make some tweaks here that will update the writing style. Another thing that's great is that Quinn's going to go off and try to find some information about you and understand your role. We'll go to LinkedIn, scrape your LinkedIn profile, put a summary here. If this is empty like this, you can add a bit of a profile about yourself so Quinn understands your perspective. And then that will help dial things in there as well. So I'd say these two places, as well as adding some information there to the guidelines section of the note taker, can really help get things dialed in. And like I said, if you really want it to be super specific, then utilize one of our templates or create your own, and that'll be the same on the output every single time. So yeah, great question. Jason, any other questions on your side?
Nope, I think you've covered all the ones that I have.
Okay, great. Yeah, all the questions on my side here as well. So, yeah, appreciate everybody joining here today. If you do have any follow-up questions, you can reach out to us as always at help@heyquin.io. That's all of us here, real humans supporting you guys behind the scenes and helping you get things set up. We will have another customer webinar here on July 22nd. That's based on staying in touch at scale. So some of these proactive communications that can go out to your client base for age milestones or certain things that are going on in their life, or just keeping top of mind here with our thinking of you workflow here. So hope to see you guys there, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks.